Hello students, how are you? I am Parth Gupta, back with another video. In this lesson, we will be learning about PCBs, that's printed circuit boards, voltage pull up and voltage pull down. So let's get started. So now that we know that we can design our own circuits, but what do we think? How do we create a complete set of circuits that have a lot of components? First we start with these breadboards. We hook up our components using jumper wires in order to connect them onto this breadboard. Then once we test our components and all our circuit works, we next move on to a little bit higher version of the breadboard. Think of it as a perforated sheet. It's a copper clad perforated sheet. So what it does is we need to insert our components just similar to our breadboard. Then we connect them either using wires or by soldering them. But now let's say we want to upgrade even further. Then we move to our own custom PCBs that we design in several PCB designing softwares. So what we do is we make these copper patterns in order to connect all the components according to our custom requirement. Then comes in hand is an even advanced version of that PCB. That's the fully completed multi-layer etched and with a silk screen. This is a complete PCBs that we see in our all electronic gadgets all around. So these are responsible for basically connecting all the components. Now instead of using those jumper wires, we are making copper tracks in order to connect all the components within it, thus ultimately reducing the size of our circuit and presenting it in a very compact form. So now let's begin with something interesting, an experiment. So for this we'll be building a voltage pull up or voltage pull down circuit. Let's understand how does a voltage pull up or voltage pull down circuit works. First connect the A0 pin of your breadboard and connect the 5V pin and the ground pin to the breadboard. The 5V pin will be connected to the positive rail and the ground pin will be connected to the negative rail. Now as you can see in the serial monitor, when I touch my finger, that is try to introduce the noise, the readings significantly change as you can see in this serial monitor. This noise interruption can be caused by several human or non-human factors. In actuality, we need to avoid this thing, that we need a consistent amount of reading. That's why we either use a pull-up or a pull-down circuit. So what you do in a pull-up circuit is you simply connect your resistor to either the ground or the positive wire, a very high value resistor, thus reduces the amount of noise to very significant levels. Thus as you can see now, there is no reading effect when I touch the finger to different voltage levels on the board itself. In this state, because of the fact that our pin is connected to the ground, that is 0V, we call it a pull down state. Now if we connect it to the 5V state, that is we connect the resistor from 5V to our input signal, we call it a pull up state. As similar to the pull down state, now also the readings don't change due to the noise introduced in the system. This is a pull-up state. Both the states are used according to the requirements in the circuits. So again, after removing the pull-up or pull-down resistor, we can see the noise can be easily introduced in the circuit. Now let's move on to our another circuit, that is a voltage divider circuit. Now as you can see, I have hooked up the 5V and the ground wires across the resistor, and these are two multimeter probes being connected to the resistor. So as you can see, the multimeter is showing exactly 5V across the resistor terminals. Now in order to make a voltage divider circuit, we use another resistor of different value, and the voltage divides according to the resistance ratios of both the resistors. Now because of the fact that I am using both 10 kilo ohm resistors, the voltage division will be exactly equal. That is, there will be 2.5V voltage division across both the resistors. Now as you can see in the multimeter, we are getting 2.47V, that is within the experimental limits of our resistors. That means that is exactly 2.5V division across both the resistors. So when we need a different voltage from our higher voltage source with a low current row or as a reference voltage, we use voltage divider circuits in order to get that specific voltage. Even we can use potentiometers to get variable voltage references. Now I'll be using a 1 kilo ohm resistor and a 470 ohm resistor. So the total resistance comes out to be 1.5 kilo ohm. So now the voltage drop across the 470 ohm resistor would be 1.67 ohms theoretically, and the voltage division across the another resistor that is of 1 kilo ohm would be around 3.3 volts. As you can see, the voltage difference measured across the 470 ohm resistor comes out to be 1.59 volts, that is within the experimental limits of our 1.66 volts theoretical. This is how our voltage divider circuit works, and we'll be using it quite a lot in the further projects. Voltage dividers are also used to shift the level of voltage. For example, we need to measure a voltage of 10 or 12 volt circuit. So our microcontroller can only support a voltage of up to 1 or 3.3 volt. So we can use a resistor combination in order to bring that 12 volts down in a range of 3.3 volts in order to measure it. That's the typical application of a voltage divider circuit. This is a relay module. In very basic terms, think of a relay as an electronically controlled switch, like you turn on a switch to turn on your light in your house. Similarly, we can signal this relay in order to turn on a LED bulb or something like that from our microcontroller like our Arduino in order to trigger that light or fan or any load that you want. After connecting the DC negative terminal to the ground, the DC positive terminal to the 3.3 volt pin, and the input terminal to the 13th pin of our Arduino, we can see the blink code has been uploaded to the Arduino. Makes the relay trigger after every 1 second. Now we connect our load terminals, similar in the way that we connect a switch. After hooking it up to the AC mains, we can see this light bulb turns on and off every 1 second. Like earlier we were using that blink code in order to blink the LED on an Arduino. Now we can blink any load using the relay module. So hope you like all these projects. I am Parv Gupta signing off. We'll meet next time.